Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Marco.
And I'm Erica. We're so glad you're here.
Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
And join us to learn English from beginner to advanced. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today, we're really jumping into a stack of sources all about, making your hotel stays smoother.
Yeah, navigating them with a bit more confidence.
Yeah.
Making it easier.
Exactly. Think of this as like a shortcut. We want to help you sound like a pro, someone who really knows their way around hotel interactions.
Our mission, really, is to pull out the most useful bits from all this research.
Yeah.
We're looking specifically at how you talk to people. The phrasing, the nuances, from checking in, asking for things, right through to leaving.
Yeah, and it's more than just memorizing words, isn't it? It's understanding the strategy behind talking effectively in that hotel environment. Our sources, they really show that getting the language just right, even slightly, can make a huge difference to your trip.
Makes it smoother, less stressful, helps you get what you need without, pulling out a translation app constantly.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Right. So think about it. When you arrive somewhere new, the hotel front desk is kind of your anchor point, isn't it? Your main resource. And while looking at travel guides, hospitality insights, it's clear staff are trained for this. They expect language differences.
That's a really comforting thought, actually.
Yeah, they talk to people from all over all day, so they often adjust how they speak English, maybe a bit slower, simpler words. They're generally really helpful.
So you don't need to worry about having perfect, flawless English.
Not at all.
What the sources really stress is being polite, direct, and just sounding natural. It's about confidence in what you're trying to say, not necessarily nailing every single word.
Exactly. And we've pulled out some key phrases, some ways of communicating that go a bit beyond the absolute basics to give you that pro edge we mentioned.
Okay, so let's talk about politeness. You mentioned it's key.
Yeah, this is something that often gets missed in just basic phrase lists. It's not just about being nice, though obviously that helps. It's actually strategic. Using modal verbs like could I or would you mind. It subtly changes things. It makes a request feel less like a demand.
Okay, so it's more collaborative.
Precisely. And that really increases how helpful staff are likely to be. It's about framing things in a cooperative way.
That makes a lot of sense. So let's start right at the beginning. Checking in. What's the best approach?
Well, the standard polite go-to is pretty simple. I'd like to check in.
Okay.
Then you'd usually follow up with your name. Something like, hi, I'd like to check in. The reservation is under Smith. Or, I have a reservation under Smith.
Clear, concise. Sets a good tone right away.
Exactly. And you should be ready for common replies, too. Like, if you're early,
Yeah, happens all the
you
time.
might hear, check-in isn't until 3 p.m. Or maybe, your room isn't quite ready yet. It's not them being difficult, it's just standard procedure.
Right, and that's a moment where you might need another phrase, maybe.
Good point. That's where you could ask, politely, could I leave my luggage with you until then? That's a really practical one our sources highlighted. Very
With a
polite.
tip solves a common problem. Okay, so you're in the room, but maybe, you need something. Fresh towels, maybe after a day at the beach, like one source mentioned.
Yeah, for something like that, a simple, polite request works best. Something like, could I get some fresh towels?
And you mentioned the word fresh is quite specific there.
Yeah, it's a subtle thing, but fresh towels often implies newly supplied, unused ones, which is usually what people want in a hotel, rather than just, say, clean towels that might have been sitting somewhere. You could also be more specific, like, could I get 2 fresh towels sent to my room, please? That little bit of detail helps them get it right.
Okay. And what if something's actually wrong? Like the AC isn't working. You don't want to sound demanding or accusatory.
Right, that's key. Instead of just blurting out, the AC is broken, our sources suggest something more like, excuse me, I seem to be having a small issue with the air conditioning in my room.
Seem to be having an issue. That sounds less confrontational.
Exactly. Then follow up with, could someone take a look at it? It frames it as a shared problem to solve.
And what if, they say they'll look at it, but time passes? How do you follow up without being annoying?
Good question. Politeness is still key. Our research points to phrases like, I was wondering if there's any update on the air conditioning. Or maybe, when do you anticipate someone might be able to attend to this? It shows urgency, but respectfully.
Right, keeps it polite. Okay, moving on from problems to just finding things out. Amenities. Like Wi-Fi. Instead of just Wi-Fi, what's better?
Again, politeness and clarity. Do you have Wi-Fi here? It's fine. But often you need the password too, right?
Yeah.
So maybe, do you have Wi-Fi here? And if so, what's the password? Or for other things like the pool, could you tell me what time the pool closes? Direct, polite, gets you the info.
Makes sense. Being specific helps, like asking about breakfast, maybe follow up with, is breakfast included? Or what are the breakfast hours?
Absolutely. That kind of layering general question, then a more specific one, it comes across as confident and clear. It's what people naturally do in conversation.
Okay, finally, the end of the stay. Checkout. The obvious question is,
What time is checkout? Yeah, that's the standard. Everyone asks that.
but there's more to it, isn't there? Like late checkout. That can be a lifesaver sometimes.
Definitely. And asking politely is crucial here. Don't just assume or demand. Try, is late checkout available?
Or maybe even more specific.
Yeah, you could say, would it be possible to request a late checkout, perhaps until 1 p.m.? Giving a specific time helps them check feasibility.
And our sources pointed out that checkout time isn't just arbitrary, right? It relates to their cleaning schedules and efficiency.
Exactly. So asking for late checkout is a request, a negotiation, not a right. Phrasing it politely acknowledges that, and staff appreciate it.
Right. Okay, let's hear how this might sound all together, maybe a little scenario. Checking out, asking about late checkout, maybe asking about the gym too.
Sure, sounds good. Imagine the guest approaching the desk.
Okay, so, guest. Good morning, I'm in room 405. I just wanted to ask, what time is checkout today?
Receptionist, good morning. Checkout is at 11 a.m. for your room.
Guest. Okay, thank you. And I was just wondering, would it be possible to request a late checkout, maybe until 1 p.m.? My flight isn't until later.
Receptionist, let me just check for you. Yes, we can arrange that for you today.
Guest. Oh, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much. Also, just before I head out, could you tell me what time the hotel gym opens tomorrow?
Receptionist, the gym opens at 6 a.m. sharp.
Guest. Perfect. Thank you for all your help.
So you see how that flowed?
Yeah.
It included the key phrases for checkout and late checkout. But notice the guest's phrasing. I was just wondering, would it be possible to request? It sounds really natural, flexible.
And the response, when it was granted, oh, that would be wonderful, it's polite but also conveys real appreciation. That helps the interaction.
Definitely. And then they smoothly added another question about the gym. Could you tell me? It shows confident communication, asking multiple things in a normal conversational way.
Not just like ticking off a list.
Exactly. So the big takeaway for you listening, don't stress about perfection.
Yeah, that seems to be the core message from the sources.
Right. Clarity, politeness, confidence, even if you have an accent, even if you stumble over a word that matters way more than flawless grammar. Speak clearly, maybe a bit slowly if you need to, smile.
Use gestures if you have to.
Totally. Hotel staff are pros at understanding. They're there to help.
It really is fascinating how these, well, seemingly simple phrases actually do so much heavy lifting in making communication smooth. I hadn't fully grasped that before digging into this. So just to recap, the value isn't in perfect speech. It's clear, polite, confident communication. That's what gets understood and appreciated.
But here's something to think about.
Yeah.
How do these ideas, politeness, asking specific questions, knowing the common responses,
Yeah.
how do they apply outside the hotel?
Oh, that's a really interesting thought. Like, beyond just your room and the front desk.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose you could apply these patterns anywhere, right? Asking for directions on the street, ordering food, dealing with taxis or trains.
Exactly. The basic structure being polite, clear, asking specific questions. It's pretty universal when you're traveling, isn't it?
It really is. The underlying way you approach respectful communication doesn't change that much.
So our challenge to you, maybe, is to actively use this stuff. Think through some scenarios in your head.
Or even practice with someone.
Yeah. Get those phrases into your muscle memory. It genuinely builds confidence for the next time you travel.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
We really appreciate you listening, and we look forward to diving into more sources with you next time.